These are the top 5 UK investing secrets which I wish I knew earlier as an NRI in the UK. Let's dive in. So the number one is investing in the UK is very simple and it's very easy. Yes, that's right. Compared to India, personally what I have found is UK investing system is very easy and you don't need to hire any agent or any accountant in order to start your investment journey. All basic information is available on the UK government portal, which is gov.uk. I would highly encourage anyone, those who are newcomers and those who are planning to come down to UK, they should check out the website first. I'll put a link into the description so that you can refer that at the later time. With the help of UK Government Gateway ID, you can access all basic information such as your personal tax account, company formation, driving license, immigration, health access, health data, and many other information that you could access easily. And these information are available freely. But in order to access this information, it's always in our interest to supply enough information about ourselves so that UK government could help you further. So if you're new to the UK working as a part-time, or if you're a student, or if you're planning to have your own business, this is a first step which I would highly encourage anyone out there, those who are coming to UK, they should be aware of. In today's world, it's very easy to access all the information by logging into Government Gateway portal, as well as I'll put some other links as well into this description of this video so you can check it out further. Now let's jump on to number 2, which is pension match is equal to free money. Yes, you heard it right. This is a pension hack which no one had taught me earlier, and I would highly encourage you to learn this simple thing as soon as you come down to the UK. In this scenario, you can get free money from your employer by just asking your HR department if they could match your monthly pension contribution. In the UK, there's something called AUTO-ENROLMENT scheme. So each and every employer must need to enroll you in the government affiliated pension scheme. You are not obligated to enroll in their specific scheme. If you wish, you could opt out and you can choose your own scheme. In this pension, what happens is basically you put in 5% of your gross salary and your employer also adds 3% of your gross salary, and that is the rule. So now if you ask your employer, or by asking your HR department if they could match your monthly contribution, and you can go above 5% limit, such as if you contribute 8% or 10% of your monthly gross pay, and if they could match the same money, 8% or 10% from their end, so that it's a free money, and that benefit you can get along with the compounding interest and things like that. It's a huge sum of money that you could get it during your retirement. The major drawback of these pension scheme is your employer chooses your pension provider and your pension provider chooses where your money is being invested. Basically, they invest in debt, which is government bonds and securities, equity, which is stocks and shares and private firms investments. They also do invest in gold and certain portion into cryptocurrencies, but in a longer run your overall portfolio would be much less, and that is why I recommend you to invest in SIPP, which is a self-invested personal pension, which we'll understand later part of this video and we'll discuss in detail. And in this kind of scheme you have your own control where you can choose where your money is going, and you get more flexibility, and you can literally see where your money is being invested. I have created a specific dedicated video about this pension match hack, so please share it to your friends and those who are planning to come down to the UK, as this would give you enough information how this works. Another thing which I really forgot to mention is you could get a tax-free pensions advice, which you get it free of charge. So when you're retiring or when you're approaching retirement, you can get a professional advice from those are experts. And if you don't have a money, you can withdraw literally 500 pounds probably 3 times in a year, and which is tax free. And the only thing is, like, not all pension providers are doing this kind of scheme, so it's better to check with your pension provider first if they are doing it. If not, then I'll put a link of another uh, website where you could get free guidance, such as you can go to moneyhelper.org. I'll put a link into this description, so you can refer that further. But that is the stage when you are under 50 or like over 50, and if you're planning to retire. In the UK, the current retirement age is 55 years, and which is going to go up from 1st of April 2028, and that will be to 57 years. And that age limit is going to increase and further. So just bear in mind that pension in the UK, there are other things, such as, like, if you withdraw the money before your retirement age, then you need to pay a tax liability, so which is like you need to pay that tax in there. So please make a note on that. Now the third point is very important. Make sure to contribute to your ISA allowance, which is of today's date, it is £20,000 each tax year. So you can invest of up to £20,000 tax free, and that is going to be tax free forever. So you won't be paying any charges even if you take out the money from that ISA account. Now it sounds very easy, but there are some of the rules which you need to follow, and that is, there are different types of ISA account. They are first of all, let's understand what is ISA. ISA is individual savings account, also known as tax-free investment accounts. And this is literally means that you can just park or invest £20,000 of your own money into this pot, and you can withdraw that money as well. And there are some criteria as well, but that money is tax-free. So you are getting, each and every individual in the UK are getting £20,000 each tax year, and that is tax-free money to invest into these 4 major accounts. And the 5th one, which is junior ISA, that we'll discuss, that has got a separate limit as well of around £9,000. So let's dig into this ISA. There are 4 major types of ISA allowance. One was just cash ISA, stocks and shares ISA, innovative finance ISA, as well as lifetime ISA. Okay, so importantly, all of these ISAs are all flexible ISAs. That means £20,000, the amount you are getting, that you can allocate into these 4 major types of ISA. So you can also choose which ISA could have a higher limit, such as, like, if you would want to invest more into stocks and shares, so you can choose your own thing as well. And someone who is quite new and those who want to have more into cash ISA, which in my opinion is not a good way to invest, but still, like, if anyone has got excess money, or those who would like to park the money in the future, then they can use this cash ISA allowance as well. So in total, you're getting 20,000 limit. So that limit, you can use it in 4 major types. Okay, so let's dive into the first point, which is cash ISA. Now, cash ISA is an individual savings account. People do call it as a tax-free bank account as well. So that's also another name of that account. And it's for someone who wants to build an emergency fund initially for their savings kind of thing. So for long-term goals, those who would like to have, let's say, around like 6 to 9 months of like emergency fund. So this money that you can easily invest so that you can grow that. Now the thing is, actually, the interest rate which you could get it from mostly high street banks. Basically, this type of account could be opened as well by just popping into your local high street bank account where you are banking with, or you can go to your online bank account and you can find this kind of ISA as well. They might give you 5 to 6% of interest, which is a simple interest, but still it's worth investing into it, because initially what you need to have is you need to have a buffer amount. So that also gives you peace of mind as well, in my opinion. So this is anyone out there, those who are planning to invest in the UK, those are new investors, they should think on this approach, and they should build enough of emergency fund, a safety net of around 6 to 9 months. Ideally speaking, 3 to 6 months, those who are students, after taking into consideration your student loan, that is your first priority. So if that money is parked in a safe net, then there is no tax on that. So like government won't charge any tax. So it's a very, very good thing to have. In my opinion, this is a very, very good account. Those who would like to jump into investment, or just before that, those who want to keep a habit of investing. So just like having that like auto system, so you can create a standing order as well. So like £50 or £100, £200 each month, the money will be transferred from your main savings bank account to this tax-free savings bank account. So that's very, very easy as well. You can do it online as well. Now the another type of ISA which we are going to discuss right now, which is the stocks and shares ISA, is my personal favorite. Imagine you can invest in direct stocks, mutual funds, ETFs, gold, bonds, securities without paying any taxes to the UK government. So this is a kind of account which I'm talking about. I know many of my friends in India are not happy because Indian government's recent changes to the taxation system, such as short-term capital gain tax and long-term capital gain tax, they both have increased. But don't worry, over here you don't need to pay any taxes. So this is like a £20,000 safe limit, so you don't need to pay any taxes in that. And also, yes, you can also invest in stocks and shares as an NRI, and you can also invest in Indian stocks as well without paying any taxes. If you are interested to know how you can invest in Indian stock market by using stocks and shares ISA, then please drop me a comment below so that I can create a dedicated video and I can show you how you can invest in India, which is one of the biggest growing market out there. Now the third type of ISA is innovative finance ISA. This is a tool for peer-to-peer lending. If you are from the startup world, then this might be a very good option to invest via this tool. Even you can lend money to your friend who has started a new startup and launched their own company and would like to invest into their startup. Then you can use this kind of tool. Personally speaking, I have not used innovative finance ISA, but I will put a link into the description so that you can read further about it. In my opinion, this is not a tax-free investment account because there is no government backup in this type of innovative finance ISA, but you can still check it out. Now the fourth type of investment tool is lifetime ISA or LISA. So this type of ISA account serves two major benefits. Number one is if you want to buy a property in the UK, then you can use this ISA. And the second one is if you are planning to retire and if you want to create a pot so that you can have a monthly income, then you can use this ISA as well. So these ISA comes with a limit on how much you can put into your LISA or lifetime ISA, and also how much you can get a help from the government. So in this scheme, you can invest of up to £4,000 each tax year, and the government will add £1,000 from their end. So in total, you'll get £5,000, and you can stay invested as long as you wish. So this is the main 25% bonus. That's what they call it. You can get it from the government. But there's a catch, and that is you can only withdraw from this type of ISA for only two major purposes. One, if you want to buy a property, and the second, if you are retiring, that is 57 years from 1st of April 2028 onwards. Also, another thing is you can only buy a property which is of up to £450,000 in the UK. But still, once you become 57-year-old, then you can also withdraw as a monthly income as well, which is tax-free. So in my opinion, it's also a very good idea to open up an account, but there is a limit as well. So between 18 to 39 years you can open this account. You cannot open if you are 40 plus. The main purpose of this type of account, you can get an advantage as well, and I'll tell you how. So in this type of LISA or lifetime ISA account, Government helps you to build your initial deposit. If you want to purchase any property, then you need to have a certain portion of deposit, like 10% or 15% of the deposit, that money you needed, so that you can buy the property. So because the property prices are very high over here, so this is kind of a benefit which government gives. But if you decide to withdraw your money from this account, which is lifetime ISA account, then there is a penalty, which is 25% penalty, which you need to pay. So now, you might be thinking what should be done, because see, if you invest £4,000 a year and the government adds £1,000 in a year, that means your total pot is £5,000. But if you withdraw that money, then you need to pay 25% of the total money, which is 5,000 minus 1,250, which becomes 3,750. That is the money you will get in return. So in all of these schemes, you can invest of up to £20,000, which in my opinion is a huge tax-free saving government is giving to each and every individual. So you need to make sure to utilize this first. Now we've discussed 4 major types of individual savings account where you could invest of up to £20,000 each tax year, and which is again tax-free. But there are some other investment accounts as well, and they are flexible in terms, and they have their own limits. Let's say, for example, junior ISA. Okay, so this is also a very good scheme. If you have a child, then you can create a fund for your child's education or for any other purposes. Now there is a limit as well, so you can invest of up to £9,000 in each tax year, which is separate to £20,000. Okay, so £20,000 will be counted towards 4 major type of ISA accounts which I have mentioned, which is cash ISA, stocks and shares ISA, innovative finance ISA, and lifetime ISA. But junior ISA is totally separate to that. In this ISA, you can invest of up to £9,000, and also you can use stocks and shares ISA kind of like a ISA into that as well. Let's say, for example, if you want to invest into S&P 500, the top 5 companies in the USA, and you can use this as well as a tool. And in fact, many times I've seen in the UK that grandparents, they do give their money to their grandchildren's, as well as it's also another way of helping them out as a tax-free. So £9,000 you can get, not you can get it, £9,000 your child will get. So each child, suppose if you have 3 children, then you can get £27,000 each tax year as a tax-free ISA loans. And that is a different type of ISA, which is a junior ISA. So when a child turns 18 years, then he or she can withdraw from this kind of account. But do not forget the element of compounding interest over here, because if you start investing, if your child is turned 1 or 2 years, and at least 15-17 years, if your child is investing, means you are putting your money on your child's behalf, then that compounding interest is exponential, and you can get a good money as well. So it's again a tax-free account, and I would highly recommend anyone, those who are having children, please use this method as well. Now another secret which I wish I knew earlier as an NRI in the UK is SIP and SAS, SIPP and SSAS are the best tools to park your generational wealth. SIPP, that stands for Self-Invested Personal Pension, and SSAS, that stands for Small Self-Administered Scheme. Now let's dive into this. So if you are a working professional and would like to invest into combination of debts, equity, gold or crypto, or any combination of these, or any type of target date funds, mutual funds, ETFs, then this is going to be a very good way to invest your money for your future generational wealth. Now, this is a different type of pension, as the name suggests, self-invested personal pension. So it is a private in nature. So there are few benefits compared to the workplace pension plan, but this is kind of a advanced form of defined benefit, I would say. However, we'll discuss about their major benefits. So there are three major key benefits which we'll discuss in detail. The number one is flexibility. The second one is government tops up your money. And the third one is just like ISA. This is a tax-free account. So you're not paying any taxes in that. And in fact, you get more flexibility in terms of paying taxes. So this is a very, very important thing, which I wish I've known earlier. Would have been different scenario. So those who are already in the UK, please learn this method. If you are interested to learn more about it, please put a comment down below. I can create a dedicated video for both SIPP SIP and SSAS, which is SAS pension. Okay, so in this SIPP, the major benefit is a flexibility. So the first benefit is its flexibility. So you can choose mutual fund, you can invest into commercial property using this method. You can have a combination of these two, or you can set a target date fund as well. You can invest into gold as well. So unlike workplace pension plan, where you cannot choose where your money is going, but over here you can choose where your money is being invested. This is a very good flexibility kind of SIPP account which provides you. The second major benefit is government tops up to your SIPP account, which in my opinion no one talks openly about it. Now, for a basic rate taxpayer, you can get basic rate income tax relief at source, which is 20%. So understand this thing. So what happens is, let's say for example, if you are contributing £2,000 of your gross salary into your yearly SIPP account, then you'll get £400 benefit from the government. So you don't need to invest £2,000 into your SIPP. You just need to invest £1,600 and government will top it up at source. So this is like a free money you're getting. And even further, if you are a higher taxpayer, such as 40% taxpayer, then you'll get additional £300 from the government, which you could claim back by just doing a self-assessment form, and you can claim back those £300 which government has given it to you as a free money. So each year you need to fill in that form and you can claim back that £300 from the government. So this is a fantastic savings for anyone who wants to build a portfolio for their future generations. Importantly, you can get a tax relief and you can go backwards 3 years and you can claim all last 3 years tax relief as well. Having said that, you must need to be a member of SIPP. So if you are a SIPP member, then you can claim back last 3 years money and still you can claim back and you can get it. The total limit for SIPP or this kind of pension is £60,000 each tax year, or your annual gross salary, whichever is lower. And the third important benefit is, just like ISA account, whenever you invest in SIPP, you are never going to get charged by government. And in my opinion, this is also a very secret way where government will have less control into your SIPP. Now that's all about SIPP or SIP. Now let's understand what is SSAS or SAS pension. Now SAS stands for Small Self-Administered Scheme. It's a type of defined pension, but with some other flexibility. If you're working at a top position in a limited company, a private limited company, then you might be offered this kind of flexibility, and that is SAS flexibility. So they might ask you if you could enroll into this kind of pension. That would be good. And if you get this kind of opportunity, I would highly recommend to just jump into that, because there are too many advantages which, like, no one talks about openly because it's kind of a secret tool as well. This is basically set up between close employees, or usually those private limited companies directors and their families and relatives. They basically create this kind of a scheme. This is a private in nature. In this type of scheme, what happens is a small number of people, no more than 11 people, can create a pot together and distribute and use it whenever they would want. Now, when they withdraw the money, there's a limit as well. So up to 25% of their contribution or the pot value, they can withdraw it, and that is tax free. The key important thing which we need to understand is you need to be the owner, director, or a top employee, a senior employee of that particular company. It's best to set up your own limited company in order to enjoy the SaaS benefits. Property entrepreneurs can have additional benefits because they could borrow against debt using SaaS pension. In my opinion, both SIP and SaaS are not only a flexible option to create a generational wealth, but both of them are being used widely by top UK wealthy people. And because they are private in nature, government has very less control in it, and they are the best tools in my opinion to create your generational wealth as well. So you can think in investing these kind of tools as well. Now we are jumping into the fifth and final secret, which I guess it's very hard pill to swallow. The property prices doubles every 10 years in the UK. This notion, the property prices doubles every 10 years in the UK, i.e. 7% CAGR, is very true. But you won't find this in mainstream media channels. And in fact, they'll show you a totally different picture to this. UK is a very small island. However, due to influx of people from around the globe, there's a huge demand for housing. The best way to take advantage of this is use property as an investment tool. Now, let me walk you through a very simple and easy to understand scheme, which is buy to let. UK government gives us an opportunity to invest into a UK property market by using a method called buy to let scheme. In this scheme, you put down 25% of the deposit and buy a property and then rent it out, and you can start investing and you can earn money from it. Now, when the property prices doubles every 10 years, that means a compounded annual growth return of around 7%. And in most cases, this is true. This is just a rough guide. However, there are many ways to invest into UK property market. If you are interested to know how to invest into a UK property market, then please drop me a comment below and I will create a dedicated video and show you how to calculate what are the pros and cons and everything in detail, and I'll create a new video as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.